are learning more about their skills. This is, of course, to test everything they've learned during their over the several weeks that they've been in this course. I know there's 29 students that are participating in things like pole climbing, which we could see that behind you, the Hurt Man rescue, the insulator changing exercises, all of this to really showcase what all they've learned in the last 10 weeks. It looks like your signal's picking back up again. What have you got to see them perform so far?
Yeah, so I have been able to see them, as you can see over here, they are scaling these telephone poles. They are going up and they are changing out the different, making repairs, restoring what would be power if it was connected to things. And while I may look the part, I'm nowhere near this skill set. I am really impressed by how fast these guys can scale these poles right here. They are getting up and down in really quick times. And one of my favorite things about what I've seen today is that these groups of guys out here standing, watching their classmates, they're cheering them on. It's like a pep rally almost. They are out here, they're calling out each other's names, saying, let's go, shouting out words of encouragement. Just really everybody's on the same team here. And I've talked to a couple of the guys and they all say the same thing. They say the brotherhood is their biggest takeaway. Even though it's only a 10-week course, they've grown really close to each other. They're here 5 days a week from about 7 in the morning to 4 in the afternoon. And to be in this program, you've got to trust the people around you. As you can see, there's guys on the ground here holding the ropes to keep these guys in place as they're scaling up the telephone pole. So you've got to be around people you trust. So the fact that they've been able to accomplish such a tight brotherhood in such a short program, really, it's just really incredible to be able to see how it plays out here at their graduation day.
Absolutely. And is this something that anyone can just like come by and like watch for themselves, or is this like a closed off kind of event? Because I know this their training field, isn't that on County Road 174? I think it's in Overton. You mentioned you were in Overton.
Yes, the exact address just brings you to the middle of a country road. You know, there's no destination. So when you are trying to get here, you'll look at the point, the police, and then it's on your right up at the top of the road. But as you can see back here, there are tons of people. I shouldn't say tons, but there's a lot of people, and they're all sitting back here. I assume that's lots of family members, friends, just community groups that are interested. But one of the big things is that I know there are a lot of employers out there in the audience, and they are watching these guys. They're seeing what they got, and they could lead to some employment opportunities for a lot of these men out here after it's all said and done. So a lot of them are really putting on their best show, not just for their family, but for their future. And they're trying to really impress the people out there in the audience.
So not stressful at all to add on top of like not only putting your skills to the test in front of your loved ones to an audience, but also your possible employers. Kind of like a scouting for football players or, you know, any kind of sports team. Um, you had mentioned
This
a
is their
few
highlight
things.
reel.
Exactly. This is their highlight reel. I mean, what better way to find out what you can do than seeing you do it all in person? And I love that you mentioned the amount of trust that you have when it comes to your colleagues in the business, because it not only shows what you can do at the top of the pole, but also that you can be a supportive role as well.
Definitely. It's a role where you not only have to be trusted, you have to be trusting. You have to be able to believe that the guys that have your back are going to stay that way and they're going to be able to protect you and support you and maybe point things out that you can't see from your perspective up there, because when you are up there, I mean, your focus is pretty pointed in on one area. And so if you've got guys behind you down here on the ground who can say, hey, to your left or to your right, and kind of point things out that you may not be able to see from your point of view up there, it's a big help.
Absolutely. It looks like one fella is coming down the pole just behind you. Are they about to send up someone else, or is this like a relay race, what they're doing at this moment?
Yeah, they're sending guys up. So it's kind of like wait in line for your turn and then you're going up next. They're switching off roles too. You'll see these guys with the ropes here. They kind of uh, and they'll do is they will kind of unhook from where they are and they'll pass off the tools they're using to the next guy so he can get.
Okay.
And then if you can see over here, you've got some supervisors. Let's see if I can get them in frame. You got some supervisors over there keeping track of everything. And
Very cool.
yeah,
I'm sure this
But
is all
it's
physically
it's pretty
demanding.
impressive. Yes, that's what one guy was telling me. So I spoke with a man who's 28 years old, and he was saying that he's a little late to the game, but he's happy that he's still in shape and can keep up with these young guys because it is a field that people get into whenever they're fresh out of high school and stuff like that. But he's killing it. So he's really happy to be able to be a part of this group as well.
I know the Lineman Rodeo kicked off about 10 minutes ago. How long does this event go on?
Yeah, I believe it's going to wrap up around 11:30 or 12 today, but they're not going to be doing these skills the entire time. They'll be doing this for just a little bit longer here. Everybody's going to get a chance to show off their skills, and then they're going to go over here to this back there over my shoulder, and that's where it will take place. So they'll be
Oh,
able to be recognized, and I think there's a top 10 that'll be recognized for their grade point averages and things like that. But what I've heard from the lead instructor is that every man here is very qualified, very accomplished, and well deserving of a graduation here at the Lineman School.
very cool. Thank you for giving us a front row seat to it all. I think it's fun just to watch because I know I couldn't do it, but this is a really cool achievement and that should be recognized. So thank you so much for giving us that front row seat. We'll be checking in later. Thank you so much, Katie.
Yeah, thanks, Hannah.
All right.